Good morning, students. In paper Pteridophytes, diversity of pteridophyte and gymnosperm. Today our topic is fossilization and type of fossils. And the study of these plant life, past plant life, is known as paleobotany. Plant life has been in existence on the earth from the past 1 billion years, and it can be made through the use of fossils. And the study of these past plant life is known as paleobotany. A fossil is an evidence of the past or life. The word fossil owes its derivation from the Latin word fodere, F-O-D-E-R-E, fodere, which means to dig, D-I-G, dig. Hence, a fossil is sometimes buried or preserved in Earth's crust, earth layer में, soil layer में, and requiring to be dug out. Thus, fossils serve as a tool for paleobotanical studies, and basic material is available in rocks, sedimentary rocks. The process of preservation of living being or their part in the form of fossil is known as fossilization. The process of fossilization is a continuing process. Two theories have been proposed to explain the fossilization process in plant. There are two theories for fossilization: replacement theory or infiltration theory. What is replacement theory? According to this theory, fossilization takes place by the replacement of the molecule of the original substances of the plant one by one by the molecules of minerals in soil solution. This replacement occurs due to the hydrolysis of the organic substances present in the plant body. Then what is infiltration theory? According to infiltration theory, fossilization takes place as a result of infiltration or precipitations of the mineral through the cell wall. After burial, the plant body undergoes partial disintegration, and the free carbon released in this process forms carbonates by reacting with the infiltrated calcium, magnesium, etc. Fossilization by infiltration depends upon the disintegration of the organic substances present in the cell. Now comes to type of fossils. On the basis of the fossilization or nature of the fossilization, the fossils may be classified into the following types, which is compression fossils, petrifaction fossils, incrustation fossils, impression fossils, compactations or mummified plants or fossils, coal balls, umber, leaf coal or paper coal, and pseudofossils. I'll give you all the diagrams for this different type of fossils. What is compression fossils? These are the common type of fossils. As the name indicates, these fossils are formed as a result of burial of the plants or its parts in the sediments. The buried plant become flat due to the compression or overlying pressure of the sediments. Such fossils occur in the form of a carboniferous layers. Paleobotanists use compressions to study the external morphology of the plant. Next is petrifaction fossils. What is petrifaction fossils? Those fossils which preserve both external form or internal structures are called petrifaction fossil. Here every cell of the plant tissue is preserved. Such fossils are formed as a result of the infiltration of some 20 minerals in the form of carbonates, sulfates, silicates, phosphates, etc. in plant tissues. Besides substances like carbon, carboxylic acid, humic acid, hydrogen sulfide, etc. formed by the disintegration of the plant tissues, and these are helpful in the precipitation of the insoluble petrifying agents. Petrifactions are rare but are most suitable for the study of the structural details. Next one is incrustation fossils. These are the commonest type of fossils suitable for the study of the morphology of fossil plants. In these fossils, external form of the plant is preserved as a crust, but the internal structure is destroyed. Here the deposition of the sediments occur in the form of hard coat around the whole plant body or its part. Incrustations are formed by the precipitations of the mineral like carbonates on the plant surface. Next is impression fossils. These fossils are just impressions of the plant or plant parts on sediments. Hence, they do not contain organic materials as in compressions. Impressions are formed when the plant or plant parts come in contact with a soft clay. The plant material disorganizes and leaves impressions which gives a superficial resemblance of the plant plot. Preserved when clay gets converted into a rock. These fossils are extremely useful in the study of external feature of the various plant parts like the stem, leaves and the flower. Next one is compactations or mummified plants. These fossils are the plants or the parts compressed by the vertical pressure of one against another. In such fossils, intervening matrix is not found in between the plant parts. Plant structures like leathery leaves, hard fruit, seeds are preserved in mummified forms. Chemical substances can be infiltrated in such fossils and they may be used for further microscopic investigations. What is coal balls? These are the petrified plant organs of the roughly spherical shape. That's why we call them coal balls. Most of the fossils present in the coal occur in this form. These are formed by the infiltration of the calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, iron sulfide in buried plant parts. These substances prevent the conversion of the plant organ into coal and result in the petrification. They are irregular or subspherical masses which show great diversity in their size. Majority of coal balls occur in localized regions and may be in definite bands or in scattered pockets. Coal balls are significant in paleobotanical informations regarding the plant communities of geological past. The next one is umber. What is umber? It is a resinous excretion of certain fossil coniferous trees which flowed due to the injury caused by the insects or from the decaying branches. The exudate accumulated on the forest floor and gradually hardened to take the shape of umber. As several small plants and animals are found preserved in this resin, umber is considered as this type of the fossil. Next is leaf coal or paper coal. These fossils consist of thin dead leaves dispersed in organic matrix. As the inner tissue of leaves are destroyed, there are layer after layer of the cuticle. Then comes to pseudofossils. Sometimes rocks take the shape of some plant part or animal during their formation and as such give as illusion of fossils. Their detailed study clearly reveal that they are not the plant or animal but are the just structures mistaken for plant or animal remains. Such specimens are known as pseudofossils. Next, we will discussing about factors affecting fossilization.